What's up guys? My name's Dominic and in this video I'm going to show you how I lost 20 pounds of fat by actually eating more and working out less, and I didn't have to give up carbs. And I did this after years of struggling and feeling like I was stuck at a plateau and couldn't make any progress. Not only am I going to show you how I did it, but I'm also going to show you how I helped other people do it as well. I'm going to lay out the exact diet plan and workout plan and so much more. So make sure you stick around all the way to the end. All right, let's dive in. So not only did I lose 30 pounds, but I've helped people like James here who lost 35 pounds. He was only eating 1,500 calories a day when we started working with me, working out 5 days a week, was stuck at 275 pounds. And we got him down within months down to 243. And then also clients just continuing on here went from 191 to 179. As you can see, also a lot more muscular. So clients here like Gary, here like Madison, 156 down to 135. I've got client wins like this all over the place. You can see here more wins and everything. Not only are they losing weight, but they're also dropping inches off their waist. So huge wins. And with that, not only did I help James and Gary and Madison do it, but let me tell you a little bit about my story. So felt like I was doing everything right, like for months and months and months, almost to the point of being a full year. I was working out 5 days a week. I was running, doing cardio, but I just felt like something was missing. And once I figured out exactly what it was, like things just clicked. And for me, that was mostly around nutrition and doing the right workouts and the right amount of workouts. So quickly realized that I had cut my calories way too low and I was working out way too much, was putting way too much stress on my body, was not able to heal, not able to get back to where it needed to be. So as you guys know, my name is Dominic and I was 20 pounds overweight and had high cholesterol, everything bad you could think of. And after years of struggling and working out 5 or 6 days a week, eating clean, feeling like I was eating low calorie, I was not making any progress. And honestly, it was super demoralizing and just felt like I was doing all this work with nothing to show for it. But after I finally figured out the trick and what I needed to actually do, things changed and shifted dramatically and drastically. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you now. All right, so let's talk about how to actually do it. I'm gonna give it all away here. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to lose 15 pounds. If I were starting with someone day one, this is exactly how I would go about it and what we would walk through. So first, here overall, the 5 things that you need in order to lose 15 plus pounds starting now. First is going to be your mindset. I know it seems woo-woo, but it's super important. And then after that is when you really get into the tactical stuff where you calculate your current calorie intake, come up with the right diet plan, and then the right sort of workout programming, and make sure you have accountability and community in your corner. So now we'll go through and break each of these down. So mindset. These are the 3 biggest things you need when trying to lose 15 pounds. You have to be consistent. Consistency is the biggest thing that's going to set you apart from getting results or not getting results. People that show up 3 or 4 weeks and burn themselves out and then quit aren't going to get the results and lasting results that they need to. You have to be coachable. You got to learn, take feedback, be able to move forward and implement new things, and you have to be committed. So it's easy to be motivated, but it's hard to be disciplined. Motivation and things like that will disappear over time, but being committed and disciplined, that's going to make you show up day in and day out. So mindset is really, really important. You have to believe that you can do it because it's definitely possible. It's simple, really simple. It's not easy. If it was easy, most of America would not be as overweight and obese as we are. But that's the sheer fact of it, is you have to be able to do it consistently. You got to be coachable and you got to be committed. And then from there, getting into more of the tactical stuff. So diet, where you're at now current calories and current macros and where you need to get to with your calorie goal and your macro split. So let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. First, in order to figure out your current calories and your current macros, you should track calorie intake for 5 days. And then you're going to take that 5-day average. Everything counts. If it has calories, it counts. If it's a drink, not aside from water or coffee, just black coffee, record it. Those are calories. You got to count it. If it's condiments, you got to count them. Sauces, you got to count them. Count everything up and then add all of them together. So let's say, you did 2,000 calories every single day. You were exactly 2,000 calories, which would be really unlikely. But you did that for 5 days. Then your 5-day average, you would just divide that by 5. It's obviously 2,000 calories. And then from there, we're going to make your macro split. So let's just say, you were at 1,800 calories as your average or something like that. Then we would back into your protein, fats, and carbs based on that calorie number. And I'll show you guys an example here in a second. But here's our goal of what we want to hit for each of these macros. Protein, you typically want to be around about 1 gram per pound of target or goal body weight. So if you're 190 pounds and you want to get down to, let's say, 140, you should be aiming to get about 140 grams of protein a day. And then fats, like to typically aim for half your body weight. Fats is really critical in hormone balance and in keeping hormones where they need to be. So cutting them too low can have really bad side effects. So typically aim for about half of body weight. So if you're 180, getting at least 90 grams. Sometimes for women, needs to be a little bit more. Guys, you can sometimes get away with a little bit less, but let's just say half body weight as a general rule of thumb. And those are the two essential ones, proteins and fats. So after you have those numbers dialed in, you can fill in the rest of your calorie intake with carbs. And so a little bit more on that. Protein, so 1 gram of protein is about 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is about 9 calories. And then carbs, 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. So let's just say you had something that was pure protein. Let's just say 10 grams of protein. That would be 40 calories. So you would take the 10 grams of protein times 4. That would give you your calorie intake. So let's walk through this exactly for an example of what that might look like. So we got a 170-pound female. Her goal weight is 140 pounds. She went through 5 days, calculated out her average, and her average right now was set at, let's say it was 21 or 2,200 calories, but she wants to lose a little bit of fat, so we're going to cut her down to 1,800. So we're going to put her in a 300 to 500 calorie deficit to start. So her goal is 1,800. So protein, we know right off the get-go, it's 140 because that is her target body weight. So we have 140, and then we know 1 gram is 4 calories. So we take that 140, we're going to multiply it by 4. That's going to give you 560 calories. And then our fat, we're going to get to about half of her body weight. So we're going to do 85 because that's her current body weight. And then we're going to multiply that by 9 just to keep it up with the calculation here on the screen. And you can see it. That's going to give you 765 calories. So then we're going to take those two, we're going to add them together. So 560 for protein, 765 for fat. And that's going to give us 1,325 calories. And we know her goal for what we wanted to get her to was 1,800. So we're going to subtract that 1,325 from the 1,800, which is going to give us 475 calories left to allocate to your carbs. Almost like putting together a budget of some sort. You put this amount of money each month toward your car, this much toward your mortgage, and then this much toward groceries. And whatever you have left, you can give it to discretionary or fun spending, if you want to call it. That's going to be our carbs. So carbs are not essential like fats and proteins, but they do provide energy. You definitely need them, especially for performance with lifting in the gym and exercise, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So then we're going to take that 475 calories, and we're going to divide it by 4. and that's going to give us 119 grams of carbs. So in this example, for this 70 pound female that wants to get down to 140, her calories on a daily basis are going to be 1,800. Her daily protein intake is going to be 140 grams. Her daily fat intake is going to be 85, and her carb intake is going to be 119. I know that was a lot of math, but hope it makes sense. Go back and rewatch this if you need to walk through it. There are a lot of calculators out there, and this is a general rule. There's definitely going to be other things that are going to factor into this, like your activity level, your height. Everyone's metabolism and genetics are different, but that's why we do the tracking. So a lot of the calculators you'll find online, you'll plug in your height, weight, age, activity level, and it'll give you a calorie number, but that's not always going to mean that's where your metabolism for your body is currently at. So that's why we like to track for 5 days. So go ahead and do this, and really do it and come up with a good split. You'd probably be surprised. I almost guarantee most of you are going to be really under on your proteins. That's going to be really important. All right, so we talked about diet. Now let's talk about training. Training is where most people, especially females, fall short. Everyone thinks that strength training is for men or bodybuilders. It's going to make them look bulky. I promise you it will not. Strength training is what is going to give you that lean and sculpted look. So strength training 2 or 3 days a week, full body with compound lifts. You don't need to work out 5 or 6 days a week. It doesn't need to be complicated. You should have compound lifts as the cornerstone of each of your days. And those compound lifts are things like squat, benching, deadlifting, overhead pressing. And then you're going to want to change your rep ranges typically every 3 or 4 weeks. And we'll walk through an exact plan here in a second. So here's a sample plan of what day one might look like. So again, focusing on those compound lifts. Squat. So let's just say we're going to do 3 sets. And this we're focusing on purely on strength. In this cycle, we're going to do 1 to 4 reps. Bench, we're going to do 3 sets, 1 to 4 reps. We're going to just pull-ups, assisted if you need. If you go to a gym, a lot of them have assisted pull-up machines. If not, you can find a band. Bands work really well for that. We're going to do 2 sets, and we're going to do 1 to 6, whatever you can do. Barbell curls, 2 sets, 6 to 8. Tricep pushdowns, 2 sets, 6 to 8. And then captain chair leg raises to hit the abs, 3 sets, 12 to 20. So you can see it's a kind of a full body hit. And same thing for day 2. It's going to be a full body deadlift, overhead press, rear delt flies, hammer curls, overhead tricep extension, and weighted sit-ups, seated calf raises. So you can see we're hitting the same muscle groups again. And then if we were to add a third day, I would just alternate and go back to day 1. So if you're working out 3 days this week, it would go day 1, day 2, day 1. And then the following week, I would start with day 2. So I would go day 2, day 1, day 2. And that's the way I would alternate going through those next 3 to 4 weeks. Then once you get to that end of the 3 to 4 weeks, that's when I would change your reps. I would tend to keep the exercises themselves the same. But if you want to, go from 1 to 4, typically you can go up to like the 8 to 12 range. Or if you want to go higher reps, you can go the 12 to 20 range. So would bump that there. There's a lot of nuances to this. What you typically train as, maybe you're someone that already strength trains, and then this wouldn't be as novel or effective for you right away. So maybe you start higher reps. But typically, for most people do not train low reps, heavy weight, because it's just not something people do. But highly recommend it. You will not get bulky. You will lean out. It's building muscle. And building muscle is one of the most important things you can do when it comes to building up your metabolism, being able to burn fat. So through all of this, you should only focus on walking. We do not want to do cardio. Cardio is going to send a different signal to our body to try to get rid of that muscle, which we don't want to do because we're trying to build on some muscle, which is going to help speed up our metabolism and walk us through on a daily basis of not needing to do additional work, and it's just going to burn while we're at rest. So start on week 1, 6,000 steps. Most people don't even get that, but if you're above that, great. The goal really is just try to increase little by little each week. So week 2 up to 8,000, week 3 10,000, and then week 4 12,000. And then the last thing you need to do for all of this is accountability. So like I said at the very start of this, consistency is what will let you achieve your goals. So, showing up 1 day or 2 days a week for 3 or 4 weeks, and then not showing up anymore and just giving up is not going to get it done. You do that, and then you come back 2 months later, you do it again. You're on and off, in and out of the gym. You eat right sometimes, and you don't eat right a lot of times. Being held accountable, coming to someone that you can help get your questions answered, know what you're doing, and know that you're doing things right is so critical. And having a community behind you of people that are going through what you're going through, have been what you're going through, they're going to cheer you on and support you, is just super critical. So if all of that makes sense to you, here's the program that I have that I help people sustainably lose 10, 15, 20, 40, 50 pounds more, but 10 or plus in the next 12 weeks, and how to keep it off forever. So how this works is you're going to meet with me one-on-one every week for 12 weeks, and we take current height, weight, everything you've done in the past. We take all of that into account, and we're going to help you come up with the best plan of action that we're going to tailor specifically to you, both diet and nutrition, habits, and accountability wise, to get you where you want to be. And you can read through all of this, exactly how we do it, but it's exactly what we reviewed in the slides right before this. Making sure mindset and discipline are there. We're going to look at recording your current food intake for 5 days, see where we're at calorie wise, because like I said, no matter what you plug into a calculator, it's not going to know your true current metabolic rate. And then we're going to adjust from there, whether we need to go up or down, and what our goals are is also going to make a big difference in that. So if you're looking to lose fat and you're at a point where you can cut, we're going to cut, either aggressively or conservatively, depending on how much room we have. If you're looking to put on a little bit of muscle and you've got a healthy metabolism, we might not cut, we might actually add a little bit of calories. So there's a lot to do in this step 3 that really comes down to you and where you're at personally. And then, like I said, we're going to have a personalized phased strength training program that's going to fit your schedule. So not everyone can or should work out 5 days a week for an hour each day, and that's fine. Some people actually do better just 15 minutes a day. And schedules, sometimes busy people, work, families, kids, grandkids, like that's all that you have time for. And as long as you're doing it right and phasing it, you can still make incredible gains with your body and your health doing just that. Typically, what I actually recommend for most people, if schedule allows, is 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 days a week. And those typically tend to be 45 minutes to an hour. But this can be exactly how you need it to be for your schedule and your lifestyle. And then one of the most important things, and where people tend to fall off without anyone in their corner, is step 5. Monitor and adjust based on how your body responds. So many people get so discouraged or give up after a week when things don't change and they didn't lose 5 or 10 pounds right away. It's not always going to happen. You have to stay the course, someone who knows what to look for and knows if we're on the right track. And that's going to make that 12 weeks seem like it's super fast, and you're actually going to lose more than you think possible. And you're going to build the habits that are going to keep it off forever. So it's even more important rather than losing it in 12 weeks and then gaining it all back by the time, the new year rolls around. So this is for parents or anyone that feels way too busy, it's burned out, 30 years or older. So under 30, you've got your hormones and your metabolism and all of that on your side. Mother Nature and Father Time have not kicked in yet against you. So this is for people 30 and above. Most of the people that I work with are 30, 40, sometimes lower 50s. And, they've tried dieting in the past with no luck. Keto, Weight Watchers, low carb, high protein. They feel like they've done it all, no luck. They've tried Orange Theory. They've tried the Beachbody style boot camps, and you've hit a plateau with your fat loss. You don't know how to move forward. You feel like you've cut calories so low,
you can't go any lower, and you're just stuck with that last 20, 30, 40 pounds, or even more, and you just can't get it off no matter what you seem to be able to do. You feel like if you go to the gym and eat right and just keep spinning your wheels and going nowhere, and that's exactly where I was at. I was going to the gym 5 days a week. I was running 3 days a week, and I was making zero progress. My cholesterol stayed where it was at. I was still like chubby and out of shape and just not able to get into shape and look like I actually worked out. And I just felt awful. I felt like I had no energy, no time for anything. It wasn't making me feel better about myself by putting in all the work. And you feel like you just need time to put yourself first and take care of your health. If you fill your cup up before you fill other people's cup up, including your family's, you're going to be that much better. I've realized after becoming a dad, I'm a much better father, more present father, and more present husband when, I get up early to work out, but I feel better about myself, and I feel like I have the energy to be able to give and be here more for them. So here's what you get. Like I said, weekly one-to-one calls with me. So this is a 30-minute, typically on video, review everything you've done, and we go over that every single week. It's typically 30 minutes. And then each week, if it seems fit based on our calls, I'm going to phase your workouts and I'm going to adjust your nutrition. And you're going to start off with nutrition targets. We'll go over likes and dislikes for meals, talk about meal prep if that's something that you want to do. We'll go over meal recommendations, things to do to not keep it boring. And then you'll get my grocery haul and protein-rich food guides, and then access to all past and future trainings that I do, including workout and food tracking apps for free. And typically, if you were to do that on your own, that's 30 or 40 bucks a month just by itself. And it is a 12-week program. So 12 weeks is the ideal time frame, sometimes more, but ideal time frame to actually see results, get into a rhythm, and know where you're going, and that you have a destination in mind of get to where you need to be and to be able to lose. Typically people that I work with in 12 weeks, we're losing about 10 to 15 pounds on average. That's not for everybody. Again, I can't do the work for you, but I can definitely show you how to get you there, hold you accountable, encourage you. And like I said, people that I work with, that is the average. So there's really two choices you guys have here. Either A, you can do this all on your own and be like the other people that left this video, didn't take any sort of action. Or if you want to be like people that I told you about at the beginning of this video, like Chelsea, Gary, Madison, James, then you need to be in Group B. Group B is people that do things like overcome their fears, knowing that things are eventually going to work for them. They don't feel like nothing's never going to work for them. They keep pushing. They invest in their health and their longevity so they can live a healthy and active lifestyle for years to come with kids and grandkids and family. And they'd rather do that than be out of shape, on medication, and just unhappy overall with their body. They say a community of people and someone in my corner makes them want to change and to make it happen. So if that's you want to be in Group B, I've got something great to tell you about. Okay, so that's the program. Really, the main thing that I'm going to help you achieve in this transformation is the outcome that you clicked on this video to get. So if you're ready to take action, be one of the people in Group B and go all in on yourself. What I want you to do is click on the link below and book a call with me. We'll go over where you're at currently, where you want to get to, and if I can help you. And if I can, we'll talk about what that looks like. But to be totally honest with you, I don't work with everyone. I only work with people that I know I'm going to be able to get results for, and people that I know are going to take action. So if we hop on a call and you're super wishy-washy, I could tell already that you're not coachable, I'm not going to work with you, just straight up. So, again, if you're like, all right, I want to do this, I don't want to try it on my own, I just want to take quick action, have a mentor and a coach, and just be around community and get results quick, then go ahead and click the link below, and we'll chat with you soon.
So if you're ready to take action and be like one of the people in Group B, go ahead and click the link down below and book in a call with me. We'll go over exactly where you're at now, where you want to get to, and if I can help. And if I can help, I'll lay out exactly what that looks like and make sure that we're a perfect fit. To be honest, I don't work with everyone, and I want to make sure that you and I are going to work together perfectly. So that's a lot of what this call will be about as well. Again, if you're like, all right, man, I don't want to do this on my own. I want to do something that's going to give me quick results. I want to mentor. I want to be around community, and I want to take fast action and get fast results. Go ahead and click in down below on the link and book in a call with me.